Okay, so let's try the next video in our continuation of our AWS series. So this is a very small video, and in this video we will cover one small topic, which is the S3 pre-signed URLs. So let's read out the question. There is a one MCQ question, and after that we will see some demo. So your company has uploaded some confidential files onto the S3 bucket in AWS. Right, so you have some confidential files, or your company has some confidential file that has been uploaded onto the S3 bucket in the AWS cloud. You have been asked to implement a solution. So you have been asked by your manager or by someone to implement some solution wherein the files are kept private. The file should be always be private and are only served to selected user on some time frame. How will you implement this solution? So you can't make your files public. The file should be private, but you you have to serve this file to some selected users, not all the users, only to the selected user, and on some time frame for the particular time duration. How you are going to implement this? So we are four option: by enabling course on the S3 bucket, by using KMS, by creating pre-signed URLs, by enabling versioning. So let's try to eliminate the options. Enabling course. Course means a cross origin request. So cross origin request means if let's suppose you have some website, you are trying to access your website from the browser, and then you are trying to run some JavaScript. And if the course is not enable on your website, then the JavaScript is not going to run. Then so if the CORS is enabled, course origin means if you are accessing your website, either the browser or using some another application, then another application the JavaScript. So for that we enable the course. So first option is eliminated because it is not related with any kind of giving the access to the user. By using KMS. KMS is to and enabling encryption. So in KMS we can use to even secure our files, right? So and to encrypt our data. It is not anything related to provide the access to the user or some time frame, because we are even more securing our files, right? By creating pre-signed URL, so just leave for this timing. By enabling versioning, so versioning we can enable if on any object the version is enabled or the bucket versioning is enabled, then we can keep the next versions of the we can't override the particular file. The previous version will be stored, and we can restore that version. One option is the pre-signed URL. So this is the correct option. So let's go to the AWS and try to first create the S3 bucket, and then try to implement some solution. All right. So click on the S3, create a bucket, and give some bucket name. Okay. Don't do any so block all the public access. So don't do any other changes. Just click on the create bucket. So bucket has been created. Click on the bucket. Now upload some file. So let me add some files. Code one. Okay, so this is a file is given. So I have uploaded some files. So let's click on the upload. So file has been uploaded. Right. So by default, what is the property of the bucket? Because I am not even enable the public access. So by default, my bucket is private. So all the data within the bucket is also private. Right. So, but within the question, it is mentioned that so let's suppose, so this is my confidential file. This is my some confidential files, which is fine. We need to keep our files private. So our files are private, but we need to serve this file to the user. So if the file is private, how the user is going to serve? How the user is going to access this file? So there is an option. If you click on it, if you click on the particular object, so for the particular object, click on the particular object, and there is a called as an object actions. So under the object action, you could see there's an option share with a pre-signed URL. So we can share this object, but with a pre-signed URL. If you click on it, now you could see the other option for the time frame, time interval until the pre-signed URL expire. So it has some signature. that signature is going to expire like after how many minutes or after how many hours. All right. The same thing which is being asked in our like question, we need to share our confidential file to the user, but we can't change our file to public. We have to keep our file private, and we have to serve our file. So, but using some time frame. All right. So correct option is pre-signed URL. So if you click on it, so pre-signed, so let's suppose it is for only for 5 minutes. So create a pre-signed URL. So a pre-signed URL for CRUD has been created and copy to your clipboard. So copy pre-signed URL. So there is an option, copy pre-signed URL. So I have copied it. Now let me log out. So let me sign out. So I have the pre-signed URL, right? So let's suppose I am some user, right? So if you see this, that within the like URL, we have the signature. So if I click enter, so I'm able to see the particular file. So this is the file like which I have uploaded. So you could see like this is my like bucket name s3.eus2, and I have the security token and the signature assigned, right? So by using the by creating the pre-assigned URLs, we can give the access. So there are multiple ways. There are multiple ways to create the pre-assigned URL. So one way which we have just seen, go to the console, click on the particular object, and click on the actions, and create a pre-assigned URL. So let's go to some other S3 pre-assigned URL. So if you go to the official documentation, so in the official documentation, it is mentioned all objects in the buckets are private by default. However, you can use the pre-assigned URL to optionally share some objects and allow your customer to upload object to bucket without using security credential or permission. All right. So let's go to sharing object using pre-assigned URLs. So one approach is using the S3 console, which we have just seen. So using the S3 console, we create a bucket. We click on the object, we click on the action, we share the pre-assigned URL, and that's it. And we mention the time for how long like we can do that. And we can do the same thing using CLI. We can do the same thing with the AWS SDK. SDK means like a software development kit, and we can perform this action in any language. So let's suppose we have to do in the Python. So this is the Python code. You have to just copy this Python code. You have to run this Python code into your local computer. But before that, like you have to install the Boto. Make sure like you copy the your credential key. Basically, you have configure your AWS. Uh, then you can like just run this code. This will give you some URL, and then you can access this URL. So there is a like code as well. So the command is boto3.client. So we are creating a client and we are generating the pre-signed URL. So client method is the get object. So it is for the get. We can also use for the put as well. So this is a parameter. We can also give the time frame as well. We can do the same thing using the CLI as well. With the AWS, the maximum expiration time for the 7 days. All right. So these are the like the following option. So the correct answer is this one, by creating the pre-signed URLs. So that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you.